Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of our entitled people. In today's episode, jealous little sister tries to steal a baby name, it backfires and she saddles her baby with a random name. Honestly, how do people think they are entitled to part of somebody's estate, when they had nothing to do with that person, even if it is an offspring? Homeless because I don't have a job because I'm homeless. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. Jealous little sister tries to steal a baby name, it backfires and she saddles her baby with a random name. Not my story, but I was reminded of it in another post, thought I'd share the longer version. I posted it as a comment. Here is the full story, as relayed to me by Jane. This happened to a friend of mine, Jane. Her little sister Tina had a younger sibling chip on her shoulder. Always trying to undermine Jane, outdo her in everything. Everything was a competition. You know the drill. Jane and her husband knew Tina would try to undermine her older sister whenever possible. They both got pregnant within the same year, younger Tina months ahead of Jane. Jane/husband already had a beautiful name idea picked out, to honor a teenaged cousin who'd passed years before, and, correctly, guessed Tina would try to steal it. Tina even asked if Jane ever had any names picked out, but strangely didn't have any ideas of her own. Jane suggested a few names, each met with the same answer: "Are you planning on using that one?" Tina finally asked point blank what name Jane was planning on using. Jane claimed not to have any idea, but her radar was up, and knew Tina enough to know what was happening. Jane and husband hatched a plan. The next time they got together, Jane told Tina they had decided on a name. They then dropped a decoy name, supposedly hubby's great-great-grandfather who'd been killed at Gettysburg. It's worth mentioning these people all lived near Gettysburg, and visited it several times. Dad was a little bit of Civil War buff, to boot. Not reenactment nut, but liked to read about it. Sure enough, Tina took the name when she had the first boy, telling them it was too good not to use. Jane and husband kept pleasant about the whole thing, and when baby boy was born months after Tina's son, they gave him the name of Jane/Tina's cousin of theirs who died as a teenager, the first male-born child in the family. The family was touched, as the cousin who died was very beloved. Best of all? After Jane's baby was born/named, Tina tried to smugly apologize for stealing the name. Jane/husband just laughed and said that was another one of hubby's numerous dumb jokes. Hubby's family came here from Ireland in the 1920s and great-great-granddad never fought in the Civil War, lol. I love it. Older sister got a son named after beloved family member. Little sister has a son that is reminder that she got played. I need to know how Tina reacted. Please tell me the name was Ephraim. This is the third story I've seen on Reddit about a sister trying to steal another sister's baby name. Crazy to think there's so many people out there that would try to pull this kind of thing. My girlfriend's sister kept asking us if we had any baby names in mind for whenever we'd have a baby, almost to the point of nagging and pestering. We never gave her a name, but if we did, I'm sure she would have taken it. Honestly, how do people think they are entitled to part of somebody's estate, when they had nothing to do with that person, even if it is an offspring? I can't get into the long story of it, because quite honestly I'm exhausted from it. Long story short, my brother basically had nothing to do with us, but now that my dad has passed, he's been constantly asking about the will. I'm sure once he gets his copy, which he will get a copy because dad left him basically only one type of item, brother is going to be put. It just blows my mind that he's already expecting something, apparently, because he keeps asking about the will. I guess I just don't understand how people like that, how their mind works. Are they clueless, shameless, or narcissistic? What? But to be honest, it's getting annoying that he keeps asking, as though he thinks he should be entitled. I mean, I guess his thinking is that he is a descendant, but honestly, does he feel no guilt, never bringing my mom and dad's only grandchildren around? Despite only living less than 10 minutes from my dad. And now he's looking for his share of the pie. Newsflash, your narcissistic brother does expect to be read into the will, and will be very pud when he discovers he's not. I recommend having a hired security guard on hand for when he blows his top. Yes, for sure. Quite honestly, he and his family scare me. My point was, I just don't understand how somebody can think that they're entitled to something that they had nothing to do with. Short-sightedness and entitlement, so you're on the right sub. It comes down to a false belief that regardless of how they behaved in life, an equal portion of the estate will go to them because that's the way it's always done. He's about to be sorely disappointed. The real problem will depend on the size of the estate and whether or not he can find a greedy enough lawyer to contest the will. Correct me if I'm wrong, not directly from a lawyer, but I was told if you leave an amount of cash, say $5 to $10,000, legally the will can't be contested as funds were set aside in the will for them. Homeless because I don't have a job because I'm homeless. First, I'd say, yeah, I'm homeless. I don't drink, I don't do drugs, and I manage to keep clean. It's very easy to end up like this. For me, it was a divorce and medical issues, but I have been fighting hard to get out of it. I have been on several dozen interviews and second interviews, and finally got an offer. I was asked to come in and submit documents, identification, social insurance, address information. I did that and was super happy to start. I met with the boss, handed everything in, and was given a schedule starting tomorrow. When I left the place, I got a call from the boss about an hour later. Why? He is rescinding my job offer. Why? Because I'm homeless. They figured out I don't have a place to live and took away the job. I am very careful not to give this information out, but it's easy to do once they have your identification. One quick search through their credit system, and boom, it doesn't say you're in the city. Again, I'm homeless. I asked the boss what went wrong. Why are you rescinding my offer of employment? He said it's because I am not local. He mentioned that if you want to get hired, you have to have a proper address. No one will hire someone living NFA. NFA is a polite way of saying homeless or no fixed address. The guy said their standards of employment are high. And I said, your standards are high for a job without cash handling, you know, because it's a janitorial job at McDonald's. The guy said, first, find a place, then find a job. How the hell do you do that? You need employment to get an apartment, you need income to rent. Not, you need housing to have income. All I could say is, okay, find yourself an idiot, and hung up the phone. Sorry if this post isn't perfect for here, I needed to vent. Figured out how they found out, it's on my photo ID. I had to replace my ID a month back. I didn't have an address to send it to, so it was sent to Service Ontario. Right on my photo ID it says NFA. It's a huge problem. So many people demand the homeless members of our communities get jobs, but have no idea how difficult that is with no address, no easy access to showers or hygiene products or even food. Rant away Opie, definitely valid, you were discriminated against because you're unhoused. That guy probably looks at homeless people and tells them to get a job. Ugh, I hate that been yelled at on Reddit a lot. I'm trying. If you can get into a shelter, you can use that address. First show there's a very dangerous, and second I've been trying for 2 months, they're full, there's a huge waitlist and they turn away over 300 people every day. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.